So this morning when we were loading up the blue truck, we noticed that it had an oil leak underneath it. It was leaking quite a bit, so we had to take that up to our truck repair shop. And so we're not hauling with that truck today, but we were able to borrow a good friend and neighbors of ours truck and trailer and haul with that today so that we could get finished up hauling out corn and to just help us get through the rest of our harvest. He's done harvesting, but he'll need it later in the week. He was gracious enough to let us borrow it for the time being. It's always nice to have friends and neighbors that are generous enough to let you borrow their equipment when something like this happens or when you need it due to breakdowns or other things. So right now I'm filling up the last truckload that we need to haul away in order to have enough space in our bins to fit the rest of our crop in and finish harvesting. As soon as I'm finished hauling this load, we're gonna hopefully get back in the fields this evening and get working at the last acres that we have left of standing corn. Since we're in the red truck that has the leaky seat, I can give you a tour of this, which works out great. Just like in the blue truck, you've got all your standard gauges, except the gauges in here all work. And then over here, you've got more switches and gauges. You've got your lights, your cruise control, your wipers, all that. You got your computer buttons that manage all this system. You've got a working radio, my coffee cup from this morning. Basically all the same inside, just a little nicer even though it's a year older. And this was originally a day cab, so the ceiling in here is taller than in the blue truck because that was originally a sleeper truck and we converted it to a day cab and cut it down. And of course you've got your extra sets of gloves in here, 2 extra sets, some coffee cups, some Life juice and water, and nice big windows. Overall, it's a nicer truck, but it still has a leaky seat, so I don't prefer it. This is our last load. We've got to crank that shut. It shuts the trap door inside the bin so that this auger isn't packed full of corn since we're not hauling out anymore. That is a Starbucks cup. I'm not ashamed. My wife was in town. She asked if I wanted coffee. I said yes. It tastes good. No shame in that. I'm definitely excited to be done hauling corn away and get to focusing on finishing harvesting and tillage. So I finish unloading here. Brian's greasing up the combine and taking it and the grain cart over to the field that we want to work on so that we can get to work as soon as I get back. You can tell it's empty because it starts to make that little like V shape when it starts to run out. Now that I'm done unloading, I'm gonna shut down the leg. Gotta make sure it's all clear of grain because you never want to shut it down when it's packed full of grain. And so let's go do that. Kind of just wait and listen until you don't hear any more grain falling. It'll take a minute or so. Now that it stopped making noise, we'll just go and shut both of them off. very labor intensive. Don't want to forget that on the trailer. Golden hour is what I believe the artsy call this. I just call it the sun in my face. See this? Watch this. Watch this. This is where I should be. Still such a satisfying sound. Alrighty, let's go harvest some corn. Oh yeah, now we're doing it. We're ready. I noticed there was a chunk that came out. Oh, wow. Don't want that in there. This is what it looks like when you're a little piece of corn.
Come help us! Don't eat us!
This is kind of a struggle. That's pretty slick. Okay. Whew. A lot of corn all at once. Well, next load, drive over pit, shear bolt, it broke. So, fixing that. I just keep all these tools in the electric shed because this is like the 5th time it's broke. Next time it breaks, I'm gonna have Brian come do it because he's always sitting in the combine and I could be on the pit crew for Dale Earnhardt Jr. too. No big deal. Well, we're just gonna keep on working at this, getting more acres knocked down. I'd film it, but it is dark out, and frankly, it is a lot of the same stuff that is in my other videos, just back and forth harvesting. So, if anything interesting happens, I'll be sure to show you guys, but hopefully nothing interesting happens. So far, everything has gone well tonight. It's getting late, so we're just gonna fill the grain cart and call it a night, and we'll pick it back up tomorrow and hopefully get some more acres knocked out tomorrow.